United States versus Nixon, 1974. Power can be dangerous. Secrets can be deadly. But when power meets secrecy, history is changed forever. This is the story of the Supreme Court case that proved even the President of the United States is not above the law. The scandal begins. In June 1972, a group of burglars was caught breaking into the Democratic National Committee headquarters inside the Watergate office complex in Washington, D.C. At first, it looked like a routine burglary. But investigators soon discovered something much darker. The burglars were linked directly to President Richard Nixon's re-election campaign, known as the Committee to Re-elect the President. As reporters from the Washington Post, notably Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, began digging deeper, the story unfolded into a conspiracy involving illegal surveillance, political espionage, and a cover-up reaching the highest levels of government. The tapes and the fight for evidence. During the investigation, it was revealed that President Nixon had installed a secret taping system in the Oval Office, recording his private conversations. Prosecutors believed these tapes could prove Nixon's involvement in obstructing justice. But Nixon refused to release them. He claimed executive privilege, arguing that a president must be able to keep communications confidential in order to govern effectively. For Nixon, it wasn't just about secrecy. These tapes could either save him or destroy him. As the Watergate scandal grew, Nixon fired the special prosecutor investigating him in what became known as the Saturday Night Massacre. This act only fueled public outrage and strengthened the demand for accountability. The Supreme Court showdown. By 1974, the issue was unavoidable. The question reached the U.S. Supreme Court. Could a president use executive privilege to withhold evidence in a criminal trial? The stakes were monumental. If Nixon won, future presidents could use executive privilege as a shield against any investigation, effectively placing themselves above the law. If Nixon lost, it would mean the highest court was willing to challenge the most powerful office in the world. On July 24, 1974, the court delivered its decision. In an unanimous 8-0 ruling, with Justice William Rehnquist recused, the court rejected Nixon's claim. Chief Justice Warren Burger wrote the opinion. Neither the doctrine of separation of powers nor the generalized need for confidentiality of high-level communications can sustain an absolute, unqualified presidential privilege. In plain words, the president is not above the law. The ruling forced Nixon to hand over the Oval Office tapes. When the recordings were finally revealed, they showed Nixon directly involved in the conspiracy to obstruct justice. One recording, later called the smoking gun tape, exposed him ordering aides to use government agencies to block the FBI investigation. The evidence was undeniable. Just 16 days later, facing certain impeachment, Richard Nixon resigned on August 9, 1974, becoming the first and only U.S. president to resign from office. The case of United States versus Nixon wasn't just about one man. It was about the balance of power in a democracy. It proved that no matter how powerful a leader is, they cannot place themselves above the law. And it leaves us with a haunting question. If the court had ruled differently, would American presidents today be untouchable?